Happy Wednesday, YouTube family. How are you doing today? Today, I'm so excited. It's because I'm bringing you 6 work from home jobs. Not only just work from home jobs, these are claim jobs that you can do in the comfort of your own home and make some money doing this. So go grab your coffee and your tea, your notepad, and let's dive right into it. Y'all know that I get excited because I know that God will provide. He has an opportunity out there for you. You cannot give up. You can't throw in the towel because He's going to throw it right back at you. So let's go ahead and dive right into the first job. Now we're talking about this company. As you can see, my screen is circling around. They're seeking claim processor two to work from home. And remote, it says yes, it's a full-time position. And when we dive down a little bit further, because we want to see what the salary is going to be. As you can see on the screen, the salary is $22.84 an hour, all the way up to $27.40 an hour. Now, when we dive in a little bit deeper, now the requirement for this position is 3+ as a claim processor or similar position, either a doctor's office, healthcare clinic, or other healthcare setting, or equivalent combination of education experience. Now they want you to be able to type 10,000 keystrokes per hour alphanumeric, in addition to being able to produce business correspondent to both participant and different agencies. They want you to have intermediate customer service skills and be able to research and communicate information to callers in a timely manner, and current experience in communicating claims issues with physicians and their staff participants and other agents. Okay, now they're talking about a social degree or certificate in healthcare science, health information technology, or related field from accredited college. Now we dive in because you want to know what you're going to be doing every single day as a claim processor too. You're going to train providers and address provider appeals per CMS and NCCI guidelines, adjusting claims as appropriate. You're going to downgrade DRG claims and pre-process per the direction of the external audit vendor. You're going to process provider refunds, creating coordinator and reconcile active with AP. You're going to receive inbound customer service calls and emails answering claims, questions in regards to claim status, verification of eligibility, benefits, billing, and payment per CMS, NCCI guidelines. And then we go down a little bit further. You're going to work claims audits generated by virtual examiners, 500 to 1,500 weekly. And then you're going to hand key paper claims activity that is loaded in KL Smart Data Rejection. Now, if this sounds like something that you're able to do, then all you need to do is click right here where it says apply. This is job number one. Now we're down to job number two is with this company here, as you can see on the screen. They're seeking experienced healthcare claims processor to work remotely. This is a full-time position. And we scroll all the way down just to see how much you're going to get paid. The salary is between $22 an hour all the way up to $25 an hour. The great thing about this job, it only requires a high school diploma or equivalent, minimum of 5 years experience in medical claims processing, including professional and claims, as well as complex and high dollar claims. They want you to be familiar with ICD-10, CPT, and HCPC coding system, understanding the medical terminology, healthcare service, and insurance procedures. Worker compensation experience is a plus. Strong attention to details and accuracy, excellent written and verbal communication skills, proficient in Microsoft Office suite like Word, Excel, and Outlook, experience with claim denial resolution and appeals process. And then they want you to have customer service or with strong problem solving capabilities. Now, when we dive in, because we don't know what you're going to be doing, this is a temporary full-time medical claim processor. Again, temporary jobs can come a permanent job if you come in and you do your best and you show them what you got. You can be hired full-time. Okay, now they're talking about a minimum of 5 years experience in medical claims processing. So that's very important. Claims review and process. You're going to analyze and process a variety of complex medical claims in accordance with program policy and procedures, ensuring accuracy and compliance. You're going to analyze the claims, and then according to the program guidelines, employ critical thinking to navigate complex scenarios. You're going to ensure claims are processed promptly to meet client standards and the requirements, effective problem solving skills to address any barriers. You're going to also, when we go down here, You're going to engage in audits and compliance reviews to ensure adherence to internal and external regulation, using critical thinking to evaluate process and mentors and train new claims processor as needed. Now, if this is what you want to do, you scroll down here where it says apply. And I always tell you to explore within the company and see what other opportunities they have available. You click here, they're going to bring you more jobs. So this is opportunity number 2. Now we're down to opportunity number 3 is with Conduent. They're seeking remote healthcare call center representative to work from home. It is a full-time position. And the great thing about this company, they do offer paid training. When you go down here, the pay is $16 an hour. Training is 9 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Training is for 7 weeks, classroom, and 2 weeks nesting, and you cannot miss a day. And they do offer paid time off. Medical, dental, and vision benefits are available on the first day of employment, and successfully learn 15 to 20 system and average 30 to 40 calls per day. Now, when we dive in a little bit deeper, you're going to manage a study volume of incoming calls regarding benefits, enrollment, eligibility, invoicing, claims, and related topics. You're going to fully explain the Medicare Part D and or Part C Medicare Advantage program, answering all questions related to the program levels. You're going to actively listen to understand customers' need and answer their questions, to include callbacks and follow-up calls as needed. And again, you're going to navigate the members' plan benefits, review clients' policy and procedures, while using resource provided by the client to comply with regulatory guidelines. And you're going to be multitask. And you're going to show politeness and a strong focus on service to callers are important requirements. Again, when we go down a little bit further here, you're going to go down here. You have to have a high school diploma or GED or college degree, successfully complete customer service assessment and typing test, and then complete a mandatory paid training program with 100% attendance. Successful completion of a background check is required for this position. And the great thing about it, this company will provide all your equipment like a computer, monitor, mouse, keyboard, headset, Ethernet cord, power cable, which is a plus for me. And if this is something that you want to do, it will only take 20 minutes to complete your application, and everything is required to be considered. So again, what you're gonna do, it says here, apply to the role and provide your basic profile information. It takes 2 minutes. Answer pre-screened questions to be sure you meet the minimum requirement for the role. That's 3 minutes. Complete a typing test. That takes 2 minutes. You will need a keyboard. You're going to take a short assessment to determine your fit for the role and set everyone up for success. That takes 10 minutes. So again, we're currently not hiring in these following states. So they're not hiring in these following states at this particular time, but you can always explore within the company and see if they have any other opportunities that are available. And if this is something you want to do, you want to click right here where it says apply now. This is job number 3. Job number 4 is with the company Plant Parenthood. They're seeking finance assistant to work from home. You know, the level is experience. It's fully remote. It's a full-time position. It requires a high school diploma, and the salary is between $17.69 an hour all the way up to $26.54 an hour. Now we dive in a little bit deeper here. You can assist the Senior Director of Finance and data entry, banking entry, processing accounts payable, health center, admin deposit audits, and confirmation at the bank, process daily, weekly, and monthly deposit from various source, process various daily, weekly, and monthly regularization. Now, when you go in a little bit further, it talks about their mission and codes. You can read it on your own time, but when it breaks it down to basically what your duty is going to be, what you're going to be doing every single day, is you're going to verify accuracy of health center and admin deposit and accuracy of purchase orders and invoice coding, verify all depositor posted to the appropriate bank. You're going to contact manager and our purchasers for missing or inaccurate information as needed. You're going to do American Express individual card regularization against all expense, process, and payable computer and verify coding is correct. You can comply and maintain the unclaimed funds forms and tracking for submission to state by Senior Director of Finance, including credit and mailing OUF 8 forms. You're going to process data for PPAO, PPVO, and PAC, including the bank regularization, and provide general office support for department as needed. Now, The education is just a high school diploma or GED, minimal 2 years of customer service or related experience. If this is something you want to do, you click right here where it says apply. This is job number 4. Now we're down to job number 5 is with the company Allergy Partners. They're seeking RCM patient service representative to work from home. It is fully remote. They do not list whether if it's full or part-time, but we can scroll down and just double check and see if they list if it's full or part-time. I don't see if it's a part-time job or a full-time job. Now, when we dive in a little bit deeper, the salary, they do not list the salary, so I take it for myself. And according to Glassdoor, the starting salary is anywhere between $16 to $21 an hour. Now, basically, you're going to monitor collection dollars by hub to maximize productivity and reduce overall delinquent accounts. You're going to send correspondent to patient and delinquent status. You're going to document all working calls, perform a database system, record keeping of collection and status of accounts, strong and accurate data entry skills, record patient payments by phone, provide receipts upon request. You're going to involve patient service representative, team lead when additional support is required to perform job duties. And then other duties that you're going to do is you're going to maintain detailed knowledge of practice management and other computer software as it relates to job functions. You're going to attend Medicare and other continuing education courses are requested. You're going to pursue and participate in education to remain current with changes in the healthcare world. And then also you're going to apply with Allergy Partners as well. Okay, so the requirement again is a high school diploma or GED equivalent, healthcare or related experience required, 1 to 3 years experience in general office administration and previous collection experience. And it talks about ability to speak Spanish and previous billing code experience A plus. But again, I reach out to hiring manager, even though if you're not bilingual, still apply for it. Excellent communication skills, both written and oral. Work in a fast-paced office environment. And if this sounds like something that you're able to do, you click right here where it says apply. This is job number 5. Now we're down to job number 6, which is Delta Dental. I have talked about this before in previous videos, but when they reach out to me and they're still hiring, I want to just share with you and let you know that they're still taking application. They're seeking provider records advisor to work from home. It is a full-time position and it is fully remote. Now, they do not list the salary. As we scroll down here, they do not list the salary at all. So I take it upon myself. And I say, according to Glassdoor, you have a potential of making up to $82,781 a year. That is $39 an hour. Again, like I always say, negotiate your salary at all times necessary. People do it every single day. And all you have to have is a high school diploma equivalent, 2 years of work experience in an office environment, ability to work around 7:30 a.m. or be required to work until 5 p.m. And then you have to successfully complete a data entry test sponsored by the human resource within the past 12 months. And you also need to, your keystrokes have to be 5,500 keystrokes per hour with 95% accuracy. And then you have to complete a typing test as well. And you have to be able to type a speed of 40 words per minute. And then the great thing about it, when we go up to here, you're going to be responding to written and telephone inquiries using proper equity from providers regarding their records and network agreements. You're going to respond to provider questions, including the agreements and W-9 information. You're going to research and resolve inquiries by accessing the provider national provider file, NPF, and other resource. You're going to process claims assigned to the provider records work list. And if this sounds like something that you're able to do, you click right here where it says apply. In this video today, I gave you 6 claim jobs that you can do from home, and you can make up to $39 an hour for this position. So what are you waiting on? Go ahead and make sure that your resume is right. Remember, there's keywords in this job rec, and you want to take those keywords and implement it into your resume so it can pass the ATS system and everything like that. I want y'all to know that I'm getting ready to start a group session where we're going to do resume review. I have some openings on Sundays and I'm going to be having it out. So if you're interested in a group session, it's only going to be $20, y'all. Just only $20. Did y'all hear me? $20 for an hour with me. and other people, 5 people in there. And I'm going to walk you through step by step of how to find the keywords from the job post, how to implement it into your resume, taking it to another place where you can actually have your resume revamped and rewritten and within an hour. So, be on the lookout for it. Again, it's only $20 for an hour with me. Okay. So, again, it's going to be on a Sunday. I'm going to start making that announcement. So get ready. So I don't know, I always like to say this here, y'all. If this video has been helpful thus far, I want you to hit that like button as well as leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, trying to build a community where we can uplift and encourage one another on our job search and everyday life. And if you want to be a part of that ride, you're going to have to subscribe to the channel. And don't forget to share these videos on your social media platforms so more and more people can see what I have to offer each and every single day. And I'm just going to tell y'all, I know it is tough. I know I have been applying for jobs myself just so I can kind of get an idea of what's going on out here where I apply for jobs. And, I got some, just side hustle, side gig opportunities like Tele International. They reached back out to me to take an assessment test. So I know how to take the keywords from the job post, implement it into my resume in order for it to pass the applicant tracking system. Like I said, I would love to be teaching y'all this through the group session. So again, it's only $20 for an hour with me where I can look at your resume, have you teach you how to find the keywords, like I said, and you can go ahead and do that. But I want you to just to keep pushing, keep believing, and never give up. Too many of y'all want to give up and throw in the towel. And like I said, God is going to throw that towel back at you. I know that life is like a roller coaster. One minute you up and the next minute you down, but you got to ride that ride. Because one thing, if any of y'all have been on a roller coaster before, is that you're going to go through some bumps and you're going to be pushed to the right, to the left. But you know that when it's time for that roller coaster to end, it is a smooth sailing. And that's the thing about life. We have to go through things. When you're living for God, and you're trying to strive to be like him each and every day, it just seems like you're going to be attacked and you're going to be going through a lot of things. But when you look and read what God went through, they crucified him for no reason at all. They didn't believe that he was the Messiah, you know and people gonna turn their back on you. Judas betrayed Jesus with a Jesus. Judas betrayed Jesus with a kiss. And a lot of times, people around here betraying us, want us to be fired from a job, want us to quit, want us to give up, try to make it hard on other people. And you don't realize that what goes around comes around. You reap what you sow. My mother always say, "Be careful how you treat people because it's going to come back." I was fired for no reason at all in the past. Okay. Um, this girl, I was fired a couple of times. I say with two. The first one was we were sharing logbox. I dealt with an insurance company, and it was a lot of people using the lockbox, which had money off in there. And my mother told me to work for what you want, and it was missing like $100, and the girl was blaming me. And I said, check the cameras. They would not check the cameras. They believed it was me. It could have made it hard where I couldn't even find another job. And they wait till a week after they fire me and they found out it wasn't me, and they try to beg me back to come back. And I say, no, once you do me wrong, I don't hate you, but I just love you in distance. It was another job where I left another particular job where I was doing all the job work, y'all. I was sitting here checking patients in, checking them out, dealing with insurance care. I was doing everything while everybody else was in the back. When the supervisor and manager wasn't there, they were back there playing dominoes, and I was in the front doing all the work by myself. And I worked in the orthopedic clinic, and it was Super Tuesday where we had over 100 patients came in. And the Lord blessed me that I was able to do this by myself. They were in the back, didn't want to help. And then when the supervisor came in, you know how it go. The rest of you need any help? Do you need any help? I'm like, no, I don't need any help. Y'all didn't help me before. So I left that job and thought I was going somewhere better because the pay was better. And I loved it, the job. Anybody know me that I come to work to work. I don't come to gossip, because you can't trust everybody. Everybody that is talking to you, they would turn their back on you. They would turn you into to your supervisor in order to save their self. So this girl came to me and she asked me what I thought about the prayer Jabez. And for those who don't know what the prayer Jabez is, that you're praying and asking God to enlarge your territory. And we were studying that at our church at that particular time. And I told her, I said, just wait into our lunch break and we can discuss that. And she's like, I'm asking you just a simple question. And I said it was just a good book. I say the next day I was called in the office. They had a box and I was fired saying I was talking. And then, I was messing with claims, and my supervisor were training me and say, before you print, the claims on a form, you got to let me know, let everybody know, because it can print for 2 hours or 3 hours. So I was telling her I was doing what I was supposed to, is to tell her. And she said she was tired of me telling her that. So I lost my job. So they meant it for evil, but God meant it for good. I tell you all the time, it's very important to plant that seed. I had planted a seed like 6 months prior. I was applying for jobs left to right. And when I got fired that Friday, and this is a true story, 4 hours after I got fired, another job that I applied for called me in for an interview and said, "Can you come in today?" I said, "Yeah, I could come in today." I went in for the interview and they hired me on the spot. And I keep telling y'all is that you cannot depend on one opportunity. When you go into Ecclesiastes 11 and 2, and I talk about this all the time, go and look it up yourself. Ecclesiastes 11 and 2. Don't take my word. You go and you look it up. I'm paraphrasing it. It says not seven, but eight multiple strains of income, because you never know what can happen on the land. A lot of people get in their feelings. If they don't like you don't have to say anything. It's just because the way you look, you smile, you don't let people to see your weak point, and they'll try to do everything they can to fire you and to get rid of you. And I tell people all the time, a lot of folks are on social media and they posting everything when they go on vacation. They posting in their house, and people don't like that. Like I said, everybody is not PRAY for you. A lot of people are PREY for you. So you have to know the difference. And they show that information to your supervisor, hiring manager, or CEO, and you go from doing a great job to they letting you go. So I'm telling you from experience is to have a backup plan. Don't wait till people fire you. God show you signs. He show you signs before you get married and people still get into marriage. He show you signs before you go to this job and you still get in there and take the job. But let me tell you, have a backup plan. Like I always say, cars have backup plan. You're not driving hoping you get a flat, but if you do, there's a spare tire to put on your car to take you to your destination and hope you'll get it fixed really quickly. We all have cell phones. Everybody talking on their cell phones, everybody watching and listening to music on their cell phones, and it could be dying out. We have chargers that we can plug it up and we can still listen to our music. We can still talk on the phone. We need to have that in our life, is have backup plans, y'all. Too many times we get complacent on these jobs and thinking that these jobs love us, and these companies know 2 years in advance that they're going to let certain people go. And if they let you know in advance, what you going to do? Are you going to sit there? You're going to sit there, but you're going to be applying for other opportunities, because it is a job looking for a job. I get it. And I'm here to help you as much as I can, is to get you where you need to be. So you got to keep pushing. Pushing means praying to something happen. You cannot procrastinate. A lot of y'all are sitting here procrastinating, wishing and hoping. You got to take the first step. It's just like a baby. If they don't get up and take their first step, they will never learn how to start walking. You got to have faith. You got to believe. I know that we all get scared. We all human. I'm a human. We all get scared and nervous. What if, but what could if we take the step? If you go through one door, it may not be open for you, but if you go down the second door, it can be open for you. No don't mean no. It means next opportunity. Rejection is a part of life, but it's not the end of the world. You cannot give up. I'm talking to you. You cannot give up. It's the easy way to do. You got to be able to think outside of the box. What can I do to make income, till I found what I'm seeking, what God blessed me with? You got to think of that. If it's just to do apartment mystery shopping or wash other people's laundry or whatever the case may be, you have to think outside the box and say, what can I do? Again, have multiple streams of income. Have multiple streams of income. You just cannot depend on one thing, y'all. You cannot. I keep saying this every single day. You have to have multiple streams of income. You got to get out here and grab your blessing today. I know that a lot of y'all thinking I've been applying left to right and I'm not hearing anything, but you cannot quit. You cannot give up. You got to still apply every single day because something is going to come your way, but you got to keep planting the seed. You have to be like the farmer. The farmer plant the seed, and the seed may take about 6 months to a year to grow, but once that seed grows, it's a lot of crops. So it's the same thing about applying for jobs. When you applying for jobs, it's going to be a lot of companies calling you at the same time, and you got to make a decision which company you're going to go with. Never ever give up. Surround yourself around like-minded people that has the same goals and the same dreams, because with God on your side, you can conquer the world. We all going through something, y'all. We all going through something, whether if we show it or we don't. We're going through the storms of life. But you got to understand, you're going to win at the end. You're going to have to run your race with class. We're all at a track meet and we're running and we're running and running. We're running, trying to get the job. But again, God will provide. Whatever you're lacking, He will provide for you. But you got to keep moving, keep trusting, and never ever give up, because at the end, you will win. Keep pushing, keep believing. You got this. Thank you so much for watching. And I pray for y'all. And I know that God is going to show up and show out. You got this. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye.